What's going on, y'all? Gazer 2K here with Steuben. We're back, baby. We're right here. It's like we never left for a year and a half.
Last episode was August of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And that was after Worlds, right?
Steuben, I've kept count, man. I've been missing this thing for a while.
You're like the dude in prison, like putting the tally marks on the wall.
Month 14 with no Gust of Wind.
You and like two other people though too. So.
I was gonna say no, it's not two. I was gonna say it's not two other people. There's many people who've been wanting a second win to kick in, man. They've been waiting for the second win to this breeze to blow back through, and here it is, man.
Yeah, I've finally. Yep, and of course so many others. Just those are the two most annoying. No, I mean most supportive people in general. Now there's tons of others that have asked, and as I've reflected upon things more recently, there's definitely a need for not so uptight when it comes to Pokemon content. And I mean, like, there's a few people who push the boundaries, and you can tell, and I'm not going to like say names or whatever, but you can also see that they don't get the love and support that they do either. So that's what we're here for, is to bring those folks a platform and to give people that aren't like, you know, the big names or the consistent day tours or the
no big names.
No, I mean we'll have big names in our own.
You know,
ways.
I like the big boys, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, okay. We're already bringing back the memes.
I was hoping you caught on to the meme. I was hoping like you remember that one, don't you? Gazer loves the big boys.
Some of the things that I've said on Twitch streams have been impromptu, improv, over the top, and whatever. I've come to accept that I'm always gonna have a bunch of degenerates in my chat, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I love them all.
Same here. Same here.
They love to hate me. They hate to love me. What's the difference, right?
But exactly. You feel me?
We're not here to talk about Twitch and whatnot. We're here to talk about Pokemon cards and I guess
cards and controllers. Yes.
Yeah. That okay. Let the past stay dead, Gazer.
I'm bringing everything back.
No, you can't bring everything back. I don't think Jimmy's alive. I don't know. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know, but he's dead in terms of internet. Because, you know, if 15 seconds on the internet is like 5 years in real life. So if it's been a couple years in real life, then it's been a millennia on the internet.
That man is like 72.
Yeah, he's rolling in the Social Security checks until they get cut off by a certain rich billionaire.
We talked about him earlier. All right. Look, Pokemon cards. You're right. You're right. Steuben, tell me, last year and a half, man, what has your Pokemon experience been like? What's been going on with you in the Pokemon world, man?
So this current season, I have played in 0 events. No cups, no challenges, just running things as a tournament organizer. And I've been doing some coaching to a family, which if you've, for whatever reason, have followed me on social media, and I know you do, but I'm talking to the people out there. You definitely have seen some posts at some point in time about them. But right now, the junior is pushing into 50th-ish for his first season. He got day 2 at San Antonio, and I think finished 23rd. And the senior isn't doing as well, but it's not her fault. She's a first-year senior, and it's also her first year playing. So, like, the mental state of a 12-year-old versus, like, the 15 and 16-year-olds that go on to become, like, just powerhouses and masters. It's just
the Reagan Rexlogs and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Vinny Fernandezes or whatever. So she's gonna have a harder time adapting maybe this first-ish year, but over time.
But she still has 4 more to look forward to.
Yeah. Yep. Before turning into a master and then having to dedicate your entire life to play Pokemon, unless you're Azul, who can take a whole season off, go to a regional, win, and then all right, I'll put these gloves back on at World. See you later, kids.
I'm gonna like 4 group chats, and the whole group chat is like buzzing about it. Like, how does this man like literally get off the couch and like, I guess I'll play some cards and then win a regional? But I mean, I said, to be fair, he went to one before this. he went through one before this, so it's not like he just fresh off the couch. He got some reps in.
Oh yeah,
I think he got
a league
top
cup?
128.
He got went to a league cup
and
too.
He went to a league cup.
Yeah,
first locals in like years. So yeah, he's got some reps in. He's been playing a lot on live too, man.
Yeah,
that's the main flex. You go to live, you build your deck on live, you play your deck on live, you play your deck on stream. Everyone can see it, and then you take win a regional with it. That's like the biggest flex of like, hey, here's my 60. Do what you will with it.
Normally too with that is like you'll see like someone stream a deck and then like you'll see them at regionals and they're not even playing that same deck, or like it's just something, or it's the same engine or archetype but it's like fundamentally different with like the tech inclusions and stuff like that too. Or like Tortle drop a masterclass and then like not play that deck. $5,000 richer from the masterclass.
For the cards from the deck, but he won't play the deck. Yeah, he'll play for the cards from it.
Yeah.
Hey, here's Terapagos. It's here. Look,
here's this Dragapult masterclass right before NAIC. Oh, I'm playing Gardevoir. So
we'll touch on that. We'll get more on that on the regional that just passed in Mexico. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl today too, right?
No, sorry.
I can't say Super Bowl. I'm hit it again. Oh crap. Mike, bleep this out.
Why can't you say Super Bowl?
You can't say Super Bowl. You can't say that. You could say like Superb Owl. You could say the Stupor Bowl. You could say other things like you can't say the other word.
I'm confused.
Just don't say the word. Just don't say it.
This is clearly a bit, and I'm uninformed.
No, it's not. It's not a bit at all. You can't say the word. Are you trying to get demonetized?
You wait, seriously?
Yes.
All right.
You know all the stuff. You don't know this? You know all the things.
About talking about it? There's so many like streams.
Why do you think they always say the big game?
You're not gonna get demonetized for saying the word Super Bowl on a podcast that 5 people are gonna listen to.
5. I bet you when this goes live in a week we'll have 200 listens.
I mean, that's realistic, but
okay, then there we go. Stop right there. No, yeah, you pulled me away from the big game, but it was a blowout. The Philadelphia Eagles, you know Philadelphia Eagles fly.
Yeah, Eagles. Totally. Birds.
You're from the area, you know that. Yeah, birds.
No, just because I live in Pennsylvania doesn't mean I'm anywhere near Philadelphia. I basically live Eagles in Ohio.
Yeah, the Eagles are like dismantling the Kansas City Chiefs right now. When I last looked, it was like 34-0. So not worried about that. So yeah, I've out of my mind. But yeah, we'll touch on the regional, not the Super Bowl. We'll touch. Dang it, I said it again. We won't touch on the big game. We'll touch on the regional coming up, or the regional that just happened. But no, Super, that's great though, man. You have a junior you're coaching who's doing extremely well.
Yeah, first season.
And when they get the Worlds, you're gonna get like credit for that, man.
I mean, yeah, sure. They for Christmas unexpectedly, like they gave me sleeves and a playmat match of Dragonite, and then a PSA 9 Dragonite V alt art from Evolving Skies. All because I like told a little bit of a story how I had one and I traded away to get Emily a Leafeon VMAX, which blah blah blah, whatever. And then like one of them had one. And I was like, I'll bring the fancy binder. Just humor me, take a look through, and there's nothing they wanted or whatever. Binder. Yeah, like like let me see. Do I have it in hands reach? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, one of the good binders. I've been cataloging. I've been doing a lot of collecting before all the boom. But front page, as you can see here,
on the boom too?
We've got Radiant Collection, Mew EX, Mew VMAX alt art, Mew V alt art, Genesect alt art, Lugia alt art, Celebi, Rayquaza EX full art. We got the Radiant Shaman. We got all these Evolution VMAXs and V Stars, and
we get it.
You're
rich.
And I'm not rich. I've just been smart.
You have a chance to be rich.
I've been smart. I've been very smart. I've been very smart.
You have a chance to be rich. We get it. I look at my binder sometimes like, man, if I sell all this, I could be pretty okay. But you have a chance to be very okay. We get it. I understand. I get it. Your binder beats mine. Usually my binder beats everyone else's, but you got me.
I've been playing, casually-ish this year, so I've been able to focus on a bunch of other things, and I've also accrued all this over all these years.
So yeah, you've been playing casually, and that gives you time to get into another card game. Talk about that. You're into
I've been playing a couple card games, but primarily I've been playing a game called Alestrals.
There it is.
It's very fun. It's honestly like got a little bit of love from like the big three all in one. It plays like old school Yu-Gi-Oh, has Pokemon-ish aesthetics, and then has like the resource management and life system of sort of like Magic the Gathering.
I mean, if I had to design a card game, that's definitely what I would go with. I would try to bring in parts of the big the three card games that like stay afloat. That's been around for years. I would just go by their models, take what works, and discard what isn't working, and then try to form something off of that. So yeah, that's definitely the way to go about it.
And it's community forward and community focused too, and like they're very responsive to feedback, like almost immediately about problematic cards or like release issues and so on and so forth. They handle it real quick.
I was gonna say, you've been heavily involved with a lot going on. You helped fund some of the Kickstarter, didn't you?
Yeah, I funded a decent chunk of change into the Kickstarter for Illustrious Clash, which will be an online sim that this week that we're recording is moving out of alpha into a almost open-ish beta for people who funded at a very smaller tier. And then there's probably tons of codes to be given away. So you'll probably catch me streaming this and giving away some beta codes to people as they continue to get the game caught up. And every week there's been a big patch where they add a handful of cards. And like the difference between the first stream of the first night of it being alpha compared to like the alpha it is now, it has come a long way, and they're still going to continue pushing it forward. And the best part is when it fully comes out, it's free to play, and the only microtransactions are cosmetics. So anybody at all who wants to try the game, once the client is fully pushed, will be able to dive in and play with every card the second you make an account.
Okay, as it should be. As it should be. You know how I felt about live. We talked about this before on the pod, and yeah, and then Pocket came out, and now I have thoughts on Pocket. But yeah, that's a good way to go. If you're just paying microtransactions for just cosmetic stuff, fine. Because I mean, a game kickstarting, a game starting off like this, you want players to be involved, test it out, try it out, see what the cards can do, check the combos out, see how they like it. You want people to be hands-on with it, and you can't do that if there's too much, money involved. So that's good. That's just as it should be, man.
The backing rewards for the Kickstarter should be shipping out in the next few weeks or early next month. And
you're getting a promo, aren't you?
I'm getting a ton of stuff. It's insane. There's a whole case of booster boxes, promo packs that are packed full of alternate arts, and just like exclusive stuff for in the game, like in-game titles and labels and stuff like that. Some cosmetics and whatnot. So is
A-Drive going to sign a card for you?
I didn't spend that much money. There was a tier they did where it was like 10 grand, where you got to make a custom card, and also got like a serialized 1 out of 10 A-Drive card or whatever too. So
that might have been the play right there, man.
If I had 10 grand, sure.
You just had a binder.
So the binder wasn't worth what it is now, thanks to the boom before it was.
We'll touch on that too. Touch on that too, man. So okay, let me tell you about myself since you haven't asked yet.
Oh, I mean, we know you were getting there.
Well, I'll give you a chance to ask me. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Well, Gazer, what have you done over the last year and a half?
Oh, me? Well, I'm just part of one of the greatest Pokemon teams there is, TCG teams, Dark Side, from Dark Side Games, Las Vegas, Nevada. What up, y'all? I also played a few regionals. I have yet to day 2, but I finally broke the curse and won a cup last month.
Okay.
Won a 30-man cup, beat a couple of my arch nemesis.
Okay, so
some people who are, have trouble.
But Dre wasn't there though, right? That's why you won.
No, that's Dre's theory.
Dre moved away.
What a couple other people.
Dre moved away, left to the other side of the country, down in Gatorland now. And then, of course, Gazer finally wins a cup.
I've been running rampant lately.
Running rampant.
I had one of our locals. I had a streak of winning like 6 weeks in a row. Yeah. No, there's at one of our locals. I had a streak of winning like six league nights in a row. Then I won 7 the last 8. Something ridiculous. And then I won many challenges with many different decks. But what I've been on lately though has been Archelodon. Archelodon with Dialga. I fall in love with that deck. I'm going to play it till rotation probably, and after rotation, I've got to figure out what to do next. We had some new reveals, so I have some ideas. But yeah, I've just been playing. I've been grinding. I haven't been streaming like I want to. I gotta get back into it, man. Because every time I stream, it feels good. But then it's just to carve out the time because work. My son's 3 now. Still things around the house. My grandma passed away about a year ago, so I've been dealing with a lot of her uh, accounts, her housing, things like that. I'm a landlord now, so just dealing with all of that stuff has been like time consuming. So to carve out the time to stream, I have to do it this time. But then I was like, oh, I can go play locals instead. So it's been like, either or. Which one do I do? So
yeah, you gotta hedge your bets.
Yeah, and I want to get back in. I want to stream some more. I want to get back into it. I'm glad we're doing the podcast now. Like, hey, Sunday nights as we're recording this, that's when we're going to record. This is when we're here. So I got that set, and I let everything else, fall where it may. I'm not coaching basketball this. Well, I guess I am. I'm not coaching high school basketball this season, but my elementary school I work for talked me into coaching the elementary team, and I didn't want to do it, but the band teacher was going to do it if I didn't. He's like, hey, I don't know anything about basketball. Help, and I said, sure, I'll help. So we have our first game on Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. But outside of that, it's just been grinding cards, playing cards, trying to get better at the game. I feel like I'm a pretty decent player now, as opposed to when we first started this podcast, and I was just like, silly old gazer doing silly old stuff. I feel like I play a lot better now. I see things differently, different lines. And I feel as if I'm more known in a way.
Am I bragging? You're more infamous?
More
if anything, like...
No. I was at a cup about 2 hours away from here, and I had a couple people like, hey, you're the guy from Twitter with the Archelodon. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, did you bring it today? Yeah, I brought it. That's so cool. And then someone actually wanted me to sign their mat at that cup. I was like, I'm just a nobody, but okay, I'll do it. And then I got paired into a senior, and he was like, hey, are you really Gazer Beam? I'm like, you know what, kid, you got me. I really am Gazer Beam. You're right.
And then the cops my came friends in were saying, and handcuffed you and drug you away for the night.
He's like, we got him. Bring him in. No. And then he's like, yeah, my friends were like, yeah, I think that's Gazer. I said, I have to ask him. So I played the kid, and I'm getting like wiped. I'm getting mopped by him. And then I came back and beat him. And then I was like, I said, how do you know? How'd you know who I am? He said, oh, I followed you on Twitch. I'm sorry, on Twitter. I said, okay, let me follow you back after the game. So after the game, I'm like, hey man, good game. I don't know how I came back from that. What's your Twitter? I follow this kid on Twitter. This kid is like I don't know what his ranking is right now, but he's like a top player. Went to Worlds last year as a senior. Got top 8 at one of the last regionals he played in. He's like a really good kid. And in that same cup, I played. Here's this lineup. Do you know who Charlie Locker is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, played Charlie Locker. Round 1, just right off the bat. Beat him. He was playing Reggie Gigas with Pikachu. He's just playing for fun.
Yeah.
Charlie's like, I got my stuff. Everything's locked up for the most part. So I'm just playing for funsies. I'm like, dang. But yeah, I beat him. Played another guy. Played the kid that went on the top senior. He has to be one of the top seniors. Has to be. Played him. And then I don't know if you ever heard the name of Vance Kelly before.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally didn't win Worlds. Nope.
Just won a Worlds a couple years ago. Yeah, just that guy. Played him, almost beat him, lost last second. I don't know my boss away. I had boss's order, took it away from me, and I had to take a single prize knockout. I was like, no. He took away my 2-2-2. But yeah, I had a tough gauntlet to go through, and then I ended up getting paired in top 8. I ended up hitting a guy I gave a ride to, one of my locals. So we played each other, went to game 3, and I missed the card. It was like 4 cards away from drawing. I couldn't draw into it. He beat me. And then he lost the Pidgeot control. So, but no, at that cup, that kind of let me know, like, wow, people kind of know who I am a little bit. Not, it's not for anything bad, but it's not because I'm great either. But it's, I know who I am. So I feel like, over the last year and a half, I've kind of established more of a name for myself in a way. And I'm glad to be back, man. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, I mean,
like you said, we can use this platform to give other people a chance to, get a name for themselves as well. So
yeah, I mean, some of our very first guests have grown to either have massive YouTube channels or have become official casters. So I feel like maybe pat on our own back. Maybe we've, pushed the catapult and shot them, forward or whatever in their careers.
I'm sure we had something to do with it. We had to have something to do
and players and casters. So who knows? Yeah. Who knows? And we want to do that again, and we want to be able to bring people on and talk about whatever, ultimately, to adjacent to the sphere of playing Pokemon TCG.
Mm-hmm. Now, touching more on that, Subin, why exactly is this back? What is this back for? I mean, I know a lot of people wanted it back, but why exactly are we back?
For ultimately for the people that have asked for it. That's why. And again, for personal evil scheming reasons.
Monies.
No, we didn't make jack
The
squat from this. I think we were lucky and we got like what, $30 total. I sold myself some
you clipped a little bit from the when we streamed on Twitch. You got a little bit for that. I got the merchandise, so we made a little something.
Not enough to like go to Cheesecake Factory and have dessert with your dinner. Maybe just an appetizer.
It's one or the other. We could do one or the other.
Yeah, you can't have it all. But also too, like my work schedule is going to change a little bit in the next few months, so I'm going to have like a consistent open time to sit down and record. And we're passing the buck of editing off of the two of us onto our good friend MWDC. Shout out to him.
What up, Mike?
He's going to make our lives a little bit easier. So do us a favor, and if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, come hang out and watch, leave comments. And if you really like us, also listen on Spotify, Apple, wherever you find your podcasts.
It helps.
It makes a difference.
Please. Yes.
I know a few people, and by a few people, a chunk appreciated us doing live streams for these, but this lets us be adults and not have to worry about other things happening at the same time as a live stream. And in addition to that, Gazer just can't handle y'all and contain himself at the same time.
I'm fine. I'm locked in. I'm good. I can do it. I think though, what do you think? Do you think moving forward at some point in time we'll do a couple live streams? We'll if we get like bigger guests we want to talk to?
I mean, we'll figure that out. It'll always be on a case by case basis, but for the most part, don't expect live streams. Just expect the VODs and the podcasts posted on podcast
I think that's fair.
platforms.
Do we have plans for any upcoming guests?
So far, 2 returning guests will be joining us. We don't have schedules just yet.
Just say the names.
But we have For the Win TCG coming back as a guest, as well as our friend Juancho Saldana, aka Primetime Wizard. So those two were like, before we even we were just kind of like thinking about maybe coming back and talking about it a little bit, like actually seriously, instead of him just nagging me on social media as a joke or whatever.
To win for the Gust of Wind, Lake of Rage, cross podcast.
First of all, that's never going to happen because Mello hates you. Admit it. He hates you. And second of all, no. I feel bad for every time that stupid image comes around. It's just like, get this out of here, man.
It was so funny. The day I was
like, you have like this like most cursed, it was right there. I'm like, yo, you have like this super cursed image of me like stressed out like that or whatever, all bug-eyed. Like, I don't know if you stole it from like a stream clip or something where I'm like playing a horror game or whatever.
I think I did. I was going for like an Avengers kind of like motif, like, you're looking to this side, I'm looking over here,
but it was also as if like a 12-year-old photoshopped it on his grandma's computer.
His grandma's Windows XP.
Yeah. Do you have games on the computer, Nana? No.
But no, yeah, I'm glad we have Juancho's like one of my besties, man, and then For the Win, Sean is just he's been on every season, so we got to have him. This is technically season 3, right?
Technically, yes. Yeah.
Technically season 3, and we've had him on every season, so we got to have him. I have ideas for other guests too. I need to reach out to. I know you have some people in mind as well. So yeah, we're doing this, man. We're back. At least for the time being, at least one more season, right? We got one more.
Who knows? Who knows? We'll go as long as we can, as long as we want to, and as long as people are willing to listen and watch. That's the biggest thing. So support it.
Now, can you admit,
and keep it rolling.
Well, you already admitted this. There's a need for us.
There is.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw shade at Pokemon content creators or other podcasts or whatever, but I think in this sphere we need a little bit more lighthearted stuff. And I know he has given me the image of being the bully or whatever, and painted me in that light. But I mean, if any of y'all really even know me, I'm not. I might be a butthole sometimes, but I'm a good dude. I'm not a bully.
I've had dinner with you, what, 2 times, 3 times.
Yeah.
And
We did
yeah,
New
they've been great
Orleans.
experiences. They've been fun.
We did New Orleans, and so like if you've been sub to my Twitch channel, I have emotes of Gazer and Sunny TCG like doing the dances from Beavis and Butthead Do America. But Gazer chickened out after like 2 seconds, so that's why
It was about 5.
his GIF looks like crap, and it's like got pixels and fuzziness all over it or whatever. But Sunny actually was a trooper.
It's just like my stream. It's just like my stream, man. It's just a big mess.
Bad quality.
Bad quality and a big mess. That's all it is. But no, yes, no, Subin, you're right, man. You're like, you're my guy, man. And like, even when and just to be transparent, we had some creative differences on some things. It wasn't like, relationship breaking. Like I wasn't gonna like stop being friends with you, be pissed off at you. But like, I'm glad you come to see that some of the things I was saying was correct, and I see some of the things you were saying was correct. And I'm glad, we're finding this middle ground now.
Yeah, so we'll do our best to bring shenanigans and also seriousness when applicable.
Yes.
And talk about cards and whatnot. And I mean, also too, on the topic of guests, I would like to get non-player guests on as well. Like higher up judges, maybe people.
We've had a couple streams we had a couple episodes like that. They've been nice. They've been interesting.
Yeah, we've had
really
we had ADL and Furion on.
That was terrific.
We had the duo of the giveaway stream and the pack breaker, and now with this current like Pokemon boom, the economy the way it is,
it's back,
maybe we'll get them back on. Maybe we'll go in a different route. Maybe we'll find some scumbag whatnot streamers. I mean, some. Come on, you had to have seen some of these like videos of
Have you seen the one with the guy that resealed the prismatic?
Oh, with the written energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, and then like his apology video was just like, it was an inside joke between me and my friend. No, that was not an inside joke, bro. You scammed somebody. Like that was like more evil than your scams.
Is this about the backflip? Are we talking about the backflip again?
The backflip is gonna haunt you until you're dead, man.
I didn't do the backflip.
No. See, he finally admitted it.
I didn't do the backflip.
That was a white man that ran across the street. Not you. No reverse Michael Jacksoning happened. And then went back around.
Came back black.
Not possible.
Hey guys, I'm back. I mean black. I mean back.
It's not possible.
But no, this boom is back, man. So it'd be cool to have Furry on. Like I agree with man. They have like when Fresno was gonna have our regional, we had a couple of our locals, a shop owner, one of our judges, and that was cool. And like you said, to get a higher up judge, to get a couple more shop owners, to get maybe someone who just does content online. Just
maybe we get the guys from Dark Side to come in and talk about running a card shop of their volume.
Yes.
So I mean,
I love that. Oh my gosh.
And Dark Side also just started carrying Illustrals too. Just saying. Now, anyway.
Have you tried the FCBC sleeves? Dark Side carrying.
So I have them on my desk. Shout out to Ramon or High Flyer on Twitter. He's somewhat local-ish and comes and plays every once in a while, and he brought me a pack. I haven't used them yet because I haven't sleeved up a new deck. So I was going to wait until I sleeved up a brand new deck to play with at the shop.
Dude, those sleeves will change your life, man.
They look good. We'll see. What does FCBC stand for? I know it says for collectors, by collectors, but like, collectors. What does it really stand for?
For collectors, by collectors. I mean, what else do you want?
I was hoping you would be funny and say something like messed up.
No, you do that. No. That's your thing.
Fart something, but something. I don't know.
See, exactly. That's your thing.
Yeah,
see?
All right.
But no, the sleeves are great, man. I tried a few from Dark Side. They gave us a few. They FCBC sent some to Dark Side, gave some to the team members. I'd already sleeved up my deck at Sacramento, so I didn't try them till like I got back to Fresno. Tried them for a week, and I was like, these are good. These are nice. And I kept them on for a while. And I had bought another pair, another pack. I mean, another couple packs, and I've been going through them, and I like them. They're really good, man. You'll see.
Yeah,
Dark Side keeps those in stock. So
go ahead.
No, I was just saying Dark Side has those in stock. So Dark Side, if you're listening, people might flood the website getting FCBCs now.
Yeah, I planned on making a review for the YouTube channel once I got around to it, and sleeved up a new deck and play it, and got some like vlog style footage to back it up and go from there. So
Good idea.
I really want to change the direction of the YouTube content, because it's like throwing poop at the wall, and sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. And then like,
I mean, you have a second channel now, don't you?
I do. I made a second channel. There's nothing on it yet. The first videos on there are going to be some Celestial stuff. I'm getting a creator box, and also like my monthly Shattered Stars order. So those will be over there, so they can actually maybe perform. I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to say. The algorithm is mean, and audience is mean when it comes to like YouTube data and so on and so forth. But enough of my shenanigans. Let's talk about some Pokemon cards.
Well, yeah, we were talking about for collectors, by collectors. These collectors, they're back, man. They're here.
And the Scalpers.
They're back in full force.
And the Flippers. And
this time they brought Scalpers and Flippers with them.
And they brought a bunch of assholes too.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is worse than years ago in terms of
worse
like,
than 2020?
Yeah. I come home from work exhausted now because of the volume of sales and just like the attitude and the demeanor of most people coming in. It's completely shifted the narrative of like, everyone likes Pokemon, everyone's happy. Nah, some people just want to make $1 off of you.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I think just like we had the perfect storm of Pocket and Surging Sparks.
That's exactly what it was.
At the exact same time. And Surging Sparks was already a low print run set to begin with, before any of the hype or the scarcity issues pumped the Pikachu to $400 or $500 those first few weeks, causing.
I have one, by the way.
Congratulations. You should probably grade it, sell it, or put it in a binder.
It's in a kind of oversleeve. What do you call it?
Top loader?
Top loader. It's in a top loader.
Okay. But yeah, that Pikachu really drove people to insanity after everyone got the itch from playing Pocket.
Yep. I think it was going to trend towards that way anyway. The Pikachu was like, everyone knew it was going to be there. It's Pikachu, so everybody wanted it. It was already like bubbling. Pocket just kind of bubbled over, and it just all overflowed at the same time.
Pocket was before Surging Sparks, Pocket already kind of like got more people interested in playing the game. Like,
yeah, we had people come locally who's like, hey, I came from, I was playing Pocket, or hey, I played Pocket, so I want to play now. It's a little different. I'm like, yeah, it's a little different, but yeah.
And
so yeah, there's already interest in that.
And that's been fantastic. The people diving in and playing and experiencing like tournaments and Pokemon leagues and like wanting to do more. That was cool. And then I just don't know where it all ultimately went wrong with Pikachu. Like, but also you have to think of like people fighting at Costco for 151 Blooming Waters boxes. You've got Prismatic Evolutions, which is, oh my gosh, you got lucky on stream ripping some stuff, dude. I've spent more than I should have on this set.
A case of the tins.
A case of mini tins, which I got them for, I pre-ordered and got it at MSRP. I've been through, let's see, 5 ETBs, one of each of the sticker packs. So 1 Leafeon, 1 Glaceon, 1 Sylveon, 2 binder collections, 2 poster collections, 1 surprise box, in the case of mini tins, and I have pulled 0 special illustration rares. 0. I've also only pulled 3 Master Balls.
How?
I got bad luck. But then I open any other card game and I have insane-o luck.
Well, then you just gotta, chalk it up to what it is, and if you're opening Pokemon cards, don't expect anything great. Open something else, you'll pull hot. So just, know what it is now. Know who you are.
I'm never gonna stop. I mean,
I'm never gonna stop.
I'm never gonna stop. And that sounds like I should check myself into Pokemon card rehab.
I'm not stopping. I never will.
Yeah,
I'll keep doing it. No, I've been through I think 4 ECBs, and one of them I won from a challenge. We had a challenge, and the prizing was a ETB for first and second. I got second, so I won an ETB there. I bought 3 of my own, so I've been through 4. I've been through like 2 or 3 binder collections, maybe 2 sticker collections, and like 2 posters, maybe if that. I've gotten the Blood Moon Ursaluna.
You got a
Secret
Dragapult,
Rare.
which
I
I
got a
hate you for.
Dragapult.
I hate you for.
I
Like,
got a
that's my dude.
Sandy Shocks, and then I did a pre-release, or not pre-release. Sorry, it was pre-release style. It was we bought and built a battle for like $70. We built a deck with the cards inside, and then winner got another ETB.
Building
Not building
battle.
battle. ETB. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
I was gonna say, what?
ETB. My bad.
Where are you getting a building battle of Prismatic? Sign me up.
I'll never tell. No. So yeah, we bought an ETB for like $70. We built a deck with the cards from that, and then the winner got an ETB. Second place got like it went down. ETB poster, sticker. It just went all the way down. I did terrible there, but while I was there, I happened to pull the Espeon Illustrator Rare.
Dude, come on, that's so. You remember?
I did terrible, but I pulled an Espeon.
What artist of cards do I collect, Gazer Beam? Do you remember?
Who's your favorite artist in the Pokemon trading card
game? You don't remember the artist I collect?
No.
It's Sui. You know who illustrated that Espeon?
No, who was that?
It's Sui. I'm sad.
So when you'll pull it.
I'm not gonna pull.
You'll pull it.
I'm gonna have to like trade an arm, a leg, and a toe to get that, and like I don't wanna, man.
Yeah, when I pulled the Espeon, the guy next to me pulled his Espeon first. I was like, man, lucky. And opening, and I was like, whoa! He's like, twin. I'm like, yeah, we're twins. We took a picture together. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So from all of that, I have the Sandy Shocks, the Ursaluna.
Oh,
the
hang
Espeon,
on. Someone's calling me. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, cancel the podcast. Screw Gazer Beam. Okay, got it.
Wait, I got an Espeon here for you. Wait a minute.
Yeah, oh, okay. All right. Hang on. The phone's ringing again. No, I'm kidding.
But no, yeah, I've been lucky to get my hands on those things at like market price. I mean, not market price, at MSRP. For the regular sales to retail value. We have some shops here that sold it at that. Sold it right there, MSRP first day, no problem. We also have shops that went straight to market price value, just boom right away. And to each their own, I guess. If something's, if someone's going to buy at that price, I guess you could sell at that price. Like, no one's going to stop selling at that price until no one buys it, right?
Yeah, it's a fine line to cross, but as soon as you do, it's so polarizing.
Yeah.
Because you're either going to have people that love you for selling at MSRP, or you're going to sell at MSRP and people are going to make a buck off you, or you're going to sell between market and MSRP, or you're going to sell at market, or you're going to be a super scumbag and sell above market.
145?
Man, there's a store nearby that posted the week of, I want to say like Monday or Tuesday, they posted, we'll be selling pre-orders for $99.99. Friday at release day, it will be more. They turned off comments real quick. Did
people pre-order though, and did they sell?
People are stupid and paid for it.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's the problem. As long as people are buying, why would you stop? Why would anyone stop? Why would anyone change?
The same store is selling surprise boxes for $85 and mini tins for $30, unless it was Umbreon they were selling for $60. Dog, the tin art gonna run you $30 more. You know what the MSRP for a mini tin is, Gazer Beam?
Is it $13?
$11.99.
Oh, okay.
$11.99, so $12 for 2 booster packs, the sticker, the art card, and the coin, or whatever's. No, there's no sticker. The art card and a coin and 2 booster packs.
Don't forget the tin. I like the tin.
And the tin. Yes,
I put my damage counters at the tin. So yeah.
Yes, the tins. $12.
Yeah, it's we have a couple shops that selling the mini tins for like $23. They're selling surprise boxes for like $60. And then we also had shops that sold MSRP like right from the gate. But allocations are low. And that's just for not just for Prismatic, but just for a lot of products around here. A lot of Pokemon cards around here.
It's also not just Pokemon that has the low allocation problems.
Really?
Union Arena, One Piece are still kind of heavily allocated for the most part. And then have you heard about the Gundam trading card game?
Yes.
Yeah, they're doing a beta test for it.
Short
And
print?
it's every store is either getting 8 or 16 based on their Bandai like premier status for how they run events and attendance and so on and so forth. And this it's a box that MSRP on it is like $72.99 or whatever, and you get a brick of cards to play with, promo alt art, and 16 booster packs to open it up and play, and some dice and stuff to play the new Gundam game. This box, dude, this box, open box with the packs opened, the promos open, people played with, are consistently selling for $300 to $500.
Huh?
Opened, selling for $300 to $500, and people are buying it.
Once again,
sealed ones, pushing $1,000.
I didn't know that. I heard about the game. I didn't know that was going on. Wow.
And there's a lot of hype behind it too, because it's like the best of all the Bandai games, and it's Gundam. It's wild. We're in wild times right now in the world of card games, man.
One of the card shops I've been working at as of recently, shout out to Evolution Gaming and Collectibles in Clovis. They can't keep Pokemon cards on the shelf. They can't keep Yu-Gi-Oh on the shelf. They can't keep Magic on the shelf. Only thing sitting there is Arcana. That's all they have.
There's a store that doesn't. It's not a card shop, but they have cards and they have Pokemon and Arcana. And we went in the other day, because they also do like seasonal stuff like Valentine's and flowers and lawn and garden and whatnot. And if you know me personally and live near me, you're gonna know exactly where I'm talking about when I say that. Their Lorcana is 50% off whatever the stickers are, and still no one is touching it.
What happened? What went wrong with Lorcana?
It sucks.
Oh.
It sucks. Ravensburger is not a card game company. They don't know how to...
He want to say Raven's Claw. I don't know why I want to say Raven's Claw. I don't know why.
You like Harry Potter?
I think so, maybe.
But no, they don't know what they're doing. They ultimately don't know what they're doing. They pumped it real hard and over printed, like beyond any sense of demand, and just there's no one's collecting the cards because they're just so basic, except for the Enchanteds, and they're just also the last couple sets of the Enchanted rares have just been bad. They've looked bad. They haven't been like super impactful, and then you've got big cheaters winning tournaments getting caught after the fact, and then everyone's mad about it.
Ugh. You never want that to happen.
So they definitely jumped the shark real bad and messed that one up.
If I had Disney or Pokemon money, I'm hiring like the whoever the most skilled card designers I can find. Who'd you work for? Come here, you're hired. You worked for who? Come here, you're hired. I'm going all in if I had that kind of money.
Yeah, I feel like they picked the wrong company to do this. If they would have picked like Wizards of the Coast, it might have succeeded. And I'm not saying it's a failure, but the fact that like everything other than that first set is like bargain bin, 50% off, 60% off.
Ugh.
That's a statement. That's like the beginning of the end. Just like Battle Spirit Saga just got the axe this week. One of the Bandai games. They came out and made that statement too. No one's surprised. Half the people that play the other Bandai games at our store went to the Cards Fest last month in Orlando, and they were like, yeah, Battle Spirits had like maybe 40 people for their nationals.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about this on earlier episodes. I feel like Bandai you talked about your YouTube channel, throwing something to the wall and seeing what sticks. I feel like that's Bandai when it comes to card games. And
One Piece is doing fantastic.
It's sticking. It's stuck.
Digimon is starting to struggle finally because they're unifying it with the Japanese and simplified Chinese language. So they've been pushing out too much Digimon all at the same time to try and get everybody caught up to Japan.
Okay.
So that's been hurting it. Dragon Ball, I still enjoy it because it's super cheap, and it's Dragon Ball.
There's two Dragon Balls.
There's two. Yes, I like Fusion World. It's simple. I don't get a headache.
Yeah, I heard Fusion World is more simple, but people say Super is just a better, more superior games. I don't know.
Before we were recording this, I was opening booster boxes. So,
are they dirt cheap right now?
$80 for a box.
Okay.
So.
Remember when Pokemon booster box used to be $80? I don't know that time.
Yeah, I do.
I know it at $100.
80,
That's all I know.
80 to 90 on average. Bulk used to be worth 5 to 6 cents a common or uncommon. Foils 15, 25 cents. Now you can't even wipe your butt with bulk. I mean, you could, and in the end times, that's probably what I'll do.
That's probably what we have to do. Yeah, that's probably what we have to do. It's true.
We'll keep a box of bulk in the bathroom. Honey, I need more energy cards.
Coming.
Just
no, but
not the fighting ones. Man. I won't know when I'm done.
See, you make those kind of jokes. Like I said, you're the poop guy, man.
I guess.
Collectors, butt collectors, or whatever. Yeah, that's you.
Fart collectors, butt collectors. Yeah.
Fart collectors. There it is. Yeah.
Totally.
But no, this boom is back, man, and it's shown a lot of people's true colors. We've had here in Fresno, Clovis area, it's 2 different cities, but really one big city.
Mm-hmm.
We have about 11 shops, 12 shops, and maybe 4 or 5 sold at MSRP. Everything else was, up, and some were up a little bit, some were up all the way up to market value. No one went over, but I mean, it kind of shows. And correct me if I'm wrong. When you have a card shop, you have a distributor, correct? You get these things at a cheaper price, correct?
Not always, but most, yes.
Not always. Yeah, not always, but for most time. For instance, let's say a ETB for a Pokemon trading card game.
It's about $35.
$30. Yeah, $30 to $35, correct?
Unless you have higher volume, but there's factors, whatever.
But you sell it at about $55 at the most, $60 if you're really pushing it, right?
Sure.
Yeah. You make enough money off of that, you're good to go. I understand if you have to go out and buy stuff, third party, or have to buy stuff, even from the other stores at regular value, $60. You have to charge $85 to make money. Okay, cool. But when people are getting, stuff from the distributor that they're not playing a heck of a lot for, and they upsell that by almost 3 times the amount, it's kind of like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this?
And some people try.
I know some prices are going up now.
Yeah, some people try to defend that and say, oh, well, because the allocations of product coming in are smaller, we have to make up the ends meet, and so on and so forth. But it really, there's so many variables, and we're never going to have a true solid solution unless Pokemon themselves steps in, because there are some distributors doing some things that are crooked. I don't know if you've seen this floating around, but there was, and this was 2-3 weeks ago, a certain distributor was soliciting cases of 151 bundles and Surging Sparks bundles
at market. Yeah, like I said, some prices are going up. So
now, before they started selling it at market, they did one wave at wholesale, but you also had to purchase a case of Miraidon EX battle decks at wholesale to make it happen. So if you start to see a lot of Miraidon EX battle decks at stores, maybe they'll be nice and discount them, because they're going to sit there and they're about half those cards are going to rotate.
About to rotate out, yeah. I had a local store that had to do that. They I don't know if it's the same distributor or not, and I don't know if what they got their hands on. They to buy product A, they had to also buy product B to go with it. So he's been trying to sell product B, like you said, at a discount, and just trying to move it, and it's some of it's just sitting there. It's just there.
Yep. No, we unfortunately did buy the 151 and Surging Sparks bundles with the Miraidon decks. And we put the Miraidon decks at, I think, $20. So minus whatever the credit card processing fees end up being if they're not paying with cash. I think we're effectively losing money if they pay with a credit card on the Miraidon deck.
What do the Miraidon decks cost? What, man? $15?
Yeah, and then you got your 3 to 8% credit card fees and processing and so on and so forth. So it just depends.
So you're probably breaking exactly even on that, maybe.
which isn't
Maybe
good
losing a
because
few
typically
cents.
like TCG sealed product margins already aren't good, except for this wild factor that with our next set, Journey Together, everybody, their brother, their sister, their mother, they're all willingly paying MSRP for a booster box. And it's selling out, and pre-orders have sold out all over the place.
Yeah.
But
these booster boxes are more expensive.
By $15.
Someone told me it was 10.
MSRP was $144.49 for a box of 36 packs. And this one is $161.50 or 80 something, whatever. It's like 161 and change. If you want to see what MSRP on a Pokemon booster box is, go in Pokemon Center. Directly from them. They put it right at MSRP. And it all sold out. It all got bought and all sold out from Pokemon Center within minutes of them listing Journey Together last month. And I've bought Pokemon cards since I was 10 years old, man. I have never paid, and I've never seen a time where people are paying willingly MSRP at pre-release for pre-orders. And I'm scared of this. And here's why. Before your times, and maybe a little bit of your time, we had these cards. Let's say Tapu Lele GX. Let's talk about Shaman EX. Let's talk about Uxie and Uxie Level X. Those were stupidly expensive when the rest of the game was cheap. For no reason. And I fear now, with Journey Together and looking at Japanese data, some of these EXs look pretty good. Hop Zacian looks all right.
Yeah.
Lily's Clefairy looks pretty dang good, especially with the item card. I'm not talking alt arts. I'm talking basic. I'm talking basic EXs.
Yeah, okay.
The second we get something tier 1, tier 0, or an automatic staple in this boom of people willingly paying MSRP for whole booster boxes 3 months in advance, we're going to have some expensive staple EXs. And that might hurt a lot of people and players.
Could you imagine a base rare Hop Zacian going for like $15?
And maybe at pre-release.
Can you imagine?
Maybe that I mean, that's likely. Look back to when we were still actively podcasting. Charizard and Gardevoir. At pre-release, in the first few weeks, they were money.
Yeah.
And Charizard retained a little bit
Charizard. I pulled the illustrated one, and I traded that one for like 4 regular Charizards. Because the alt at the time was going for like $90. And the regulars were going for like $20. So I'm like, oh shoot, just give me regular ones. I want to build a deck. So yeah, you're right.
So if we don't
Hop Zacian stays at 15 though. That's the scary part.
Yeah, and that looks like it's a 4 of in that deck. But the second we have Rotom V, Lumineon V, Tapu Lele, GX, Shaman EX, Uxie, and Uxie Level X or whatever, some sort of like high necessity power setup stability card that goes in every deck. And the scalpers and flippers and the collectors breaking these boxes trying to make a profit become aware of that. We're doomed. We're cooked.
I love the fact that some of them right now don't know what's good and what's playable. And, it's just, they consider it like just bulk or throw-ins. I'm like, cool, thanks.
I mean,
I'll take those Badoos off your hand. Thank you.
Fez hasn't dipped yet, like at all. And people are finally like pumping and dumping on Shrouded Fable, even though everyone, when it first came out, everyone crapped on Shrouded Fable.
Oh, yes.
They thought it was a bad set and blah, blah, blah. But now look at all those illustration rares that weren't much. Persian, $80. Houndoom pushing 50, 60. Duskull, just the skull itself is $50+ Yeah, I mean, like
I think to
Fez.
151, when 151 first came out, you can get it anywhere. It was just we found it anywhere at our locals, and I bought a few booster bundles, and there was just no problem. You know, easy to get to. And then when the Ultra Premium box came out, the Mew one, they were just sitting around. They were like
They
120,
were
and then
clearance. They
had to
ended up
drop them to
being
100. Yeah,
clearance. Yeah.
someone had to drop them to like 190 bucks. I'm like, I still don't want to spend that much, but I think I bought two. Someone was trying to move them, so I bought like two for like 110 or 120, something like that. It's like buy one get one almost. I'm like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And I went to another shop and they opened up some boxes. They had like the Mew promo sitting there, and like, yeah, we could, the promo $5. I'm like, well, Mew EX is a good card. It's a nice art. Give me three, because they had like 20 of them. I said, give me three for here's $15 here. That Mew EX promo is now a $35 card.
Yeah. Yep. The Mewtwo.
I still have one of my sealed Ultra Premium collections from 151. That thing's like $250 now.
Yeah, they're almost pushing 300 at this point too.
Yeah, and I got it cheap. So
and that's not even a full year old.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
The premium collection?
Isn't it? It's a year.
About a full year. About.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're in as the politicians say, unprecedented times.
I mean, basically. You're right. But no, it's weird times for sure, man. And just the fact that, if these scalpers ever figure out, what's valuable to a card game player, we're in trouble. I mean, that's where Pokemon have to step in, right? That's where they come out with League Battle decks to make things more accessible, more playable. That's when they come out with the trainers toolkits, so we get more staples, and they usually give us like a nice promo of like a playable V or EX or
and
yada yada. Yeah,
the prize packs. We're getting ready to, what is it? Series 6 is about to come out.
Series 6 comes out comes out and I think this week.
The 14th I think is the date or whatever. And they haven't shown up at our shop yet or whatever. But I think
we've had some shops that got them and some shops that haven't yet.
The picture that I saw on Twitter, it had like Fez in the shield. At the crest of the artwork. So like, hey, cool. We're gonna get some of those Shrouded Fable cards, like the Skull line and Night Stretcher and Pheasantipity EX that are gonna get some nice reprints or whatever, which is great. But also, there are some stores that are scumbags and they'll sell those packs and rip them and sell the singles and break the rules on those. And just if you have a good LGS that like feels like they support players, support them and help them by buying the bad Palafin EX box that's on sale for $18.
The Mabashivs.
Buy those things.
On League Battle decks.
support your LGS that's supporting you. Like I've been doing my absolute best to like take a little bit of the stock that comes in of the new stuff and make it tournament pricing. So like I held a win an ETB. I held back a surprise box for this Tuesday's league tournament. Like,
ooh, do they know that yet?
They know.
Okay.
And this episode we've had a couple out afterwards anyway. So
that's true too. That's true. No, we had a couple leagues that have held back. Maybe a case of ETBs or a case of the binders collection from Prismatic, and use it as prizing. Give it to they save some for like, hey, I know you couldn't be here when we sold out, but I know you're a player here. If you want to buy one, here's one at MSRP. So we've had some leagues do the right thing. We also had some not do the right thing. What's the solution? Because I've seen so many different ideas and thoughts. I've seen some people say, hey, we'll sell it to you at MSRP, but we have to cut the plastic off. I've seen some say, hey, we can sell it to you, but we need to see your player ID and make sure you've been in a sanctioned event in the last 2 months. I've seen different ideas. What's the solution here?
I mean, we for wave 1 of Prismatic, we slashed and destroyed the boxes at the time of purchase and sold at MSRP. So if you bought an ETB, I cut the plastic off and I ripped the cardboard. If you bought the poster collections, I broke all 4 sides on the cardboard.
Jeez.
So the stickers, we bent the cardboard back and peeled it and wrote on the plastic. It's hard to say. And like, I don't know what the real solution is other than Pokemon themselves stepping in.
Well, we have more coming, according to Pokemon, right? They said they see the issue. They have more. There could be more coming.
But the last time they made a statement like that, do you remember?
No, what happened?
It was Champion's Path. It was Champion's Path ETBs. Everybody wanted that stupid Charizard.
I pulled one, but I lost it. Go ahead, though.
Our store got 2 more ETBs.
That was the big reprint that was coming, the big extra. Oof, boy.
And it also took 6 to 8 months.
Oh, okay. That's not great.
If you look at manufacturing dates and product codes for Prismatic, most of it was printed in August through October. So, considering it started coming out last month, that's anywhere between 5 to 3 month window.
But that means, okay, so it was just sitting there all ready to go. They were done with it by, let's say, November. It was just sitting for 2 months, ready to go.
Well, you know,
and then they had
move to distributors, move to wholesale, so on and so forth. You know, like if
I'm sure it's been some point in the warehouse where it's just stacks of it, just in a warehouse, just sitting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would assume that, you know, the same thing's going on with the surprise boxes and the mini tins, and then the next wave comes out of the next set of things comes out in 3 weeks.
What is it? The pouches and the booster bundles or something,
the
or
booster
whatever.
Bundles, yeah. I would assume after that last wave, maybe we'll get another first wave of second wave of the first set of things, maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
2 month period. I hope so.
I'm sure there's a lot more, and we're never going to know this. The public's never going to know the real answer, how long it takes them to print cards.
We get someone to interview on the podcast. Who knows?
Yeah, let's get the guy who stole all the hits from Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike on stream.
The Fusion Strike guy. That's the guy I want. I want that guy.
The guy who had the table full of, Gengar VMAXs and Inteleons and Mews.
And then tried to sell them. What?
Yeah,
what
I mean, come on. No. We're never going to know.
Sell all at once.
We're never going to have a real clear answer as to how long it takes for them to print and produce and ship and manufacture the whole kit and caboodle. I'm sure parts of it, because like if you look at the ETB and on the cardboard, it's like some parts made in China, some parts printed in the United States. So it's like,
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Some not everything. Like the cards are printed in the States, but like I think the dice and stuff come from China. There's tariffs now too. So I mean, there's that. But you know,
I already have a card shop owner saying that he's trying to get around the tariffs. He's going to have to like do something. It's not illegal, but it's like he's trying to, backdoor his way through the. He has to go through a whole, pony show to get it done. But he's trying to make sure he gets it done so he can still do stuff at like the right price.
Might be a load of BS. I'd look into it a little bit more.
Really?
Maybe. Hard to say.
You think he's just trying to make himself a martyr, just trying to mark himself as a hero, and look, I'm doing this for you guys.
Give himself bigger profit margins.
I hope not, man. I hope not, man. But yeah, some of these leagues have gone too far with the prismatic stuff, man. But luckily, as players, I know you still play lightly. You still know enough on the game.
Oh yes. Every time I do get to play, I do win it. So there's that.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't hear that skill. You're skilled. But no, just us as players with prismatic coming out, there's like 4 playable cards that we're like really like into, right? But these 4 cards kind of like changed the whole meta, didn't it?
Yeah. We have the notorious Badoo. We have a Regigigas, and I assume what are the other 2 you're talking about?
I was just being generous before. I just think
you could maybe say the Eevee and the Flareon are okay, but that's kind of
Flareon Jolteon is kind of a deck, but not really.
Yeah, it's kind of pushing it.
Isn't there a couple solid trainers? What
all reprints. I mean, other than what Black Belt's training.
There it is. Yeah. There it is. Black Belt training plus 40. I tried to put in my Archaludon deck. I cannot find a place to. I can't make it work. Yeah. I find either myself holding on to it and I can't use it, or I have to just discard it with a research. So I took it out eventually. But I'm like, this has to work at some point. I can knock out a Godango, or I can knock out a Charizard after they hit into me, and it's got to be something I can do, but I can't make it work. But I think it's a good card, so maybe that's 2.5 good cards.
Yeah, we've already seen the impact of like the Badoo meta. Everybody pushed Miraidon, and if you look at the most recent, what is it? The Merida Mexico regional that just happened like hours ago that it concluded from when we're recording. So we don't have all the data, but we at least saw like the asymmetrical cut, and we saw that Azul one with Maridon. But there was a lot of Maridon in that asymmetrical cut.
There was a lot of Maridon.
And the finals were Maridon versus Gouging Fire. So
why do you think there's so much Maridon? Do you think it's just it has a good matchup into Lugia because of
Lugia and Gardevoir? Yeah,
Regigigas now.
Yeah, it hits the two of those pretty well. So, and I mean, if you look at the metagame from what online data says and all the online limitless tournaments, it's like Dragapult, Gardevoir, Lugia were like the big three early on.
Yeah, they were. And they really were. I played against them locally a lot. I played against them online, and they are really powerful decks. Mm-hmm. I find it easier time dealing with Dragapult as opposed to if Lugia sets up or if Gardevoir sets up. But even when Dragapult sets up, I found myself, dealing with it easier. It's just those Dust Goals and Dust Snores, they change the game completely.
Oh yeah, they do. Yep, they changed the prize. They changed the prizing and the attack structure. This is like before Badoo. I've been playing Dragapult with the Skulls, and if I wouldn't have prized the Dust Noir, I would have had a 6 prize turn against Raging Bolt, which was a bad matchup typically for Dragapult at the time, and I ended up taking a 4 prize turn and still winning the game. But felt pretty good.
I was playing Dragapult for about a month, and that's before it was really good. It was right after it won what regional? It won a regional, and I played it for like a month right after it won, and then I picked up Archaludon a week before Sacramento regional, and I just stuck with that. But when I was playing Dragapult, there's some times where I had like nutty turns like that too, where like I blow myself up. That sounds so bad, but you know what I mean. I off myself. That sounds even worse. I would get rid of the Dust Noir, do damage, and then take a knockout, and I could take 4 prizes in a turn too. So I get it, but now it's even more dangerous because you have the Badoo, which slows down your opponent, gives you more time to set up, and I just see a lot of Badoos going back and forth against each other. I played in a challenge yesterday, and me and my opponent, or 2 of my opponents, we were just going back and forth with Badoo. Okay, Badoo, and it's weird times, man. It's weird times.
Yeah, I mean, you remember what I played at NAIC. I played Dragapult before all the cards came out. It was just like just the line. And like I've been playing Pult since then nonstop with all the adaptations, all the different lists, the ones with the Pidgeots and the Crispins and the Neo upper energies with the Skulls, without the Skulls, with the Charizard. I've played them all. It's like I feel like I'm Doctor Strange, where I've seen a million timelines.
How many of them do you win?
With the Skulls. No birds, just Skulls. But
no, those 2 cards definitely changed the meta. It's definitely it's still changing the meta. It's still warping things around them. Like the fact that Lugia sees relevancy again with that Regigigas. Now Maridon has to step in and be able to keep Lugia in check a little bit. The fact that Gardevoir is good again. Maridon can step in and be well, which means Charizard might make a way back. But then Charizard has to worry about Badoo, which might pop up in a Dragapult, which it's changing the meta around those 2 cards right now, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I unfortunately think they really dropped the ball and they didn't stream this regional.
I agree.
No official stream. There was some Twitter people doing it up a little bit. But
we had a shout out to the Beach Court podcast. Eric Ridgway. He was out there and he was recording. She was streaming from his phone, standing about 5 feet away from a match, and they asked him to get further back and to leave, basically. So he went to where they were streaming it for the people to watch in the venue, and he just streamed the TV, just sit in front of the TV and recorded from there. And we can kind of make out what was going on. We kind of seen Azul's cards, and I think one was a Gouging Fire. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, not having a stream when you have the equipment there, you have cameras there, you have stuff there. Even if you stream with no commentators, people will tune in. People will watch.
Yeah, I mean, because it's the first major in the EUIC format
in a while, right? I mean, I thought you were saying in Mexico.
That too. Yeah, it's the first major in a hot minute and also this metagame. I mean, we had San Antonio and we had Dortmund or whatever, but those weren't this metagame.
No, and not prismatic format.
No, and I mean this is EUIC. This is the first full season where like the ICs aren't new set / rotation based, which feels weird because of scheduling. Like last year EUIC happened. It was the first thing after rotation. It was huge. It was big. And here we are. Okay, cool. We're in a
We'll
new
have
meta game
EUIC in
and
what, 2 more weeks, 3
a
weeks?
couple weeks, yeah. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
and
what's
and
happening
we've been
now?
playing this format for a month by that time. So yeah, which means there won't be any big surprise. I mean, the big surprises that's the fun part though. When someone brings in a new card, it's like, whoa, what's this? What's and you have to deal with it and figure it out. I didn't do well at SAC, but I mean, just looking at my opponents when I threw down Archaludon, they're like, huh? Because that was the first regional where Sparks was legal.
Mm-hmm.
So we only had 2 weeks to play around with it, and not a lot of people matched up into it. So they see Archaludon, they're like, huh? 300 HP, and just to see the look of confusion and trying to figure out the gears are turning, that made interesting games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and now I feel like they're slowly taking away like that element of surprise and less metagaming. You know what I mean? Like it's just I kind of hate it, but I miss post Worlds rotations. Because like, okay, Worlds happen, big deck, blah blah blah. Okay, now we rotate. And now we're on par with like Japanese rotation and set releases, give or take.
I don't know
By
if
a
I
little
mind
bit.
it right before Worlds or after Worlds. I think Worlds is a little bit different because that's like the culmination of everything at the end. I mean, I guess that
I
makes
think
more
with a
sense too.
fresh season
So,
starting, it makes the most sense to have a fresh format.
yeah,
But we don't have that anymore.
yeah. But no, those 2 cards are definitely changing things. We have a lot to look forward to for EUIC coming up. We'll wrap this up pretty soon, but let's talk on the Merida. It's pronounced Merida, right? Merida.
I don't know. Meridon. It doesn't matter. Meridon won.
Okay. Merida, yeah, it did. Azul Garcia Garego, Azul GG, hopped off the couch, as some of my locals said, and just stepped into Mexico and just took down a whole regional.
He put
Played
the bag,
against.
he grabbed the remote, turned off the TV, put the chips back in the cupboard, got up, put some flip flops on, and
said, all right,
hopped on a plane in Mexico, and
guess I'll go. Yep.
opened up a couple cans.
Yeah, he played against probably the best gouging fire player we have. This guy's gotten top. Was it top 32 a few times? Top 16? I don't know, but he's gotten top with gouging fire a few times. And he went back and forth with Azul a little bit on Twitter, and Azul got to prove his point. So I think that kind of does this start putting Azul in some like one of the greatest of all time categories, like up there with the GOATs?
I think that's a discussion that people have already had, and it's like, is Azul better than Tord? Is Tord better than Azul? Well, what about Jason Klaczynski?
Jason Klaczynski,
Schrodinger's Pokemon player, different times, different cards, different everything.
Yeah.
Like it's never been as big as it is now, and it only seems to be continuing to grow.
And it is. And we talked about this on previous episodes. I love the fact that there's growth, and like each regional is, this is now the biggest, and now this is the biggest, and it's I'm loving that. But it's making things a lot more difficult. It's not watering down the product, I don't feel like, but it's making things more difficult for smaller players, smaller content creators just to be seen. It's flooding the it's kind of a flood in a way. Does that make any sense to you?
No, it doesn't. I don't know what you're getting at.
No.
Like what are you ultimately trying to say here? Like that if you suck, you suck. And if you should stay down when you're down, is that what
you're doing bad? Stay down. No, I'm saying that. So, like for instance, people who won a regional, like we have a local player who won a regional, but at that time regionals were 600 people. I think he won one that was like 400. So and that's an accomplishment. But now people kind of look at it like, oh, you did what? How many people? Ill. Because there's so much more. So now it's tougher. It's harder to do things. It's more difficult. So the fact that more people are involved, there's more eyes on it. That's great. But now to make any achievements or do well in anything, or do well in content, do well streaming, do well playing, it's a whole lot tougher now.
I mean, content is its own thing. You can blame algorithms. You can blame the motivation of the creator. It's hard to say. I mean, you got to put whatever you want out of it into it, if that makes sense.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Some people can wake up and play TCGL for 14 hours a day, and some of us would hate ourselves after an hour. I streamed it for the first time in forever
I missed the
last
stream.
week, and I think I went maybe an hour and a half, but I also played Hisui and Zorag V-Star and won every game but 2. But I'm also at like the bottom tier of the ELO, so it like those games don't matter. Sorry to my opponents.
This doesn't count.
Those games don't matter. I'm sorry I sent you back to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's a good thing and a bad thing. This goes back to, this regional should have been streamed. It should have been seen. And I'm glad that, something happened in Mexico after, not happening for a while. This is good too. Do you think we'll ever get back like OCIC again?
One can hope, man. Keep Brent Tonneson at home.
Henry Brand too, man. Yeah. Henry's been everywhere this season too.
Yeah,
and last season.
Like, stay home.
Even the season before that, Henry's been everywhere. He just been going. He's just been traveling.
It's like 1 week there's a video of him on the beach. The next week he's in a snow-covered mountain. The week after he's inside of a volcano.
He was in Fresno.
Yeah.
I'm walking down the street and across the street. Geyser, mate. I'm like, who's there? Henry Brand. I'm like, why are you here? What are you doing here? This is
Coming
Fresno.
to America now.
Keep Brett Thompson and Henry Brand at home.
Yeah.
But no. Zul took down, what's this, his second regional of the season. He's only been to 2 regionals. I mean, he took down, his second participating in. So he's locked up at Invite the Worlds. He'll be at Worlds. It's kind of amazing in a way. So I think that does put him in the category of like, one of the best players to play. So my question for you, and then we'll wrap this up. Merida now. Merida was played because it has a good matchup into Gardevoir with the Iron Hands and has a good matchup into Lugia because Lugia. Do you think we see more Merida, or do you think we see a counter that? Because what I've noticed as a trend is when a deck does, deck X does well, so the next regional people tech for deck X, and then some people try to tech for deck Z, the tech for deck X. And like, what do you think happens in the next? We have a special event coming up next weekend in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
What do you think happens there?
Charizard,
yeah, and
because Charizard always beats Miraidon.
I was thinking that as well too.
I mean, there's lines that Miraidon can make to win, and things can go
amp early.
Yes,
they can try to maybe get 2 amps off, and then try to get off a big Raichu at the end. There's lines, but it's tough.
Yeah,
it's a tough match.
And as you take more prizes, all your dudes just become more and more weaker.
One shot. Yeah, so it's tough.
You need more resources to reach the 330. So it's hard to say, but also people could counter pick the counter. And okay, well, what beats Charizard? Okay, cool, it's Gardevoir. So all the Charizards can nuke all the Miraidons, and then the Gardevoirs can nuke the Charizards, and the Dragapults can nuke the Charizards and the Gardevoir. I mean, or Lugia can pop its head back up again, because Lugia is all right in the Charizard, especially now with Regigigas. And
yes, very true.
Honestly, I think it's really hard to say anymore. Like there's a best deck in a format, and then there's a best deck for a tournament. I think those are 2 things that people need to start to separate more and more as the growth continues to just mathematically change the statistics and odds behind mapping out matchups and calculations.
Yeah, I agree. So the cup I won, I chose the best deck for that tournament. Because in that area, they came to a cup here in Fresno. It was from Bakersfield. Bakersfield's about 2 hours away. And they came to a cup in Fresno 2 weeks before that. And maybe, let's say 10 players came from Bakersfield. 7 of them were on Cloth Terapagos. And it's a good deck. I like Cloth Terapagos. And I was between that and Archelodon when I was going to that Bakersfield Cup. And I said, I like Cloth Terapagos, but I don't want to hit the mirror, because the mirror is just like, who can find Gus? Who can get a knock? I was like, it gets kind of ugly. I'm going to play Archelodon because my Archelodon matchup is really good with Cloth and Terapagos. And I think I hit 4 that day. I hit 2 in Swiss and 2 in Top Cut. And I did well. So I made the right call for that tournament.
And there's another thing too.
Meta speaking, Archelodon's not that great. It's what, a top 10 deck, but it's not that great meta speaking overall. But like for that tournament right there, that was the right call. So yeah, you're right. And that's just a smaller, tournament, so it's apples to oranges almost. But you're exactly right though. Trying to determine what to pick for a tournament. I think for this upcoming tournament in Puerto Rico, it might be Charizard.
And it might be Charizard. I'll play in even just locals too. Like if you know what everyone's playing, and what they're going to play and what they have, you can also make educated guesses too as to what is like the best deck for a league challenge or a league cup. There's so many like things about Pokemon that aren't like other games where you should play the statistically, mathematically enhanced best deck versus like playing whatever. So like Magic the Gathering, you could play insert whatever, like Junt or like Red Aggro or so on and so forth, and it's like mathematically, statistically the best deck. Cool. You're going to play 14 mirror matches because everybody knows that, and people could play around it, but it doesn't make it that much of a difference because it's just that much better of a deck. Versus Pokemon, there's, you know, weakness, resistance, and then just like, oh, that I can't do anything to that. Oh, that ability shuts me off. There's a lot more depth in terms of deck selection, I think now too, because like our local scene, we had I told you we were in that one in ETB, and the room was full of Dragapult. So the first Tuesday that I was allowed to play afterwards, I played Cerule Edge, and I won. Because I knew everyone in the room was playing Dragapult and Gardevoir. And the Gardevoir players didn't play Manaphy. So turn to Moonlight Shuriken.
I'm going to evolve Palkia. I'm going to use my V-Star, and I'll use Moonlight Shuriken.
Yep. I'll put all your money into an investment account, and it's gone. What do you mean it's gone? I just put these Pokemon on my bench.
And they're gone.
All right, I'll go TM Evo. Oh, and they're gone.
No, you're not wrong. I think the only time we had like where a deck was just tiers above, and every other deck where it didn't matter was that time when Charizard, ran off like 5 out of 6 regionals, and it was just like a tier 0, tier S, if you want to call it that deck, and like you play Charizard, someone else plays Charizard, just matters who draws better, who plays better, and if you play something besides Charizard, you kind of you lost to Charizard at that point. And it was a weird time. We usually don't have that too often in this card game. And that's the only time where, like, statistically speaking, this is like the best deck in the meta to play and the best deck for a tournament, for any tournament to play too. But those times are gone. I feel like anything can be anything now. One last story for me is, I think it was LA Regional. Charizard was hot. So to beat Charizard at the time, you play the Ice Cat. What's his name?
Chimpao.
You play Chimpao. You play Chimpao to beat Charizard, which Chimpao had a really good Charizard matchup. And
Not anymore.
It had a really good Charizard matchup. But yeah, you would play Chimpao, but then to play Chimpao, you would play Dialga. So it's just like a whole like the dog chased the cat, the cat chased the mouse chased the cheese. It was like that kind of thing. I remember I was sitting next to Raul Ready one time.
What is the cheese chase?
The cheese is just on a string, and someone's just dragging the string. I don't know who's dragging the string. I don't know, the Pokemon company.
Okay.
But no, I was at LA Regionals, and I was sitting next to Raul, and Charizard was hot, but Giratina had a good Charizard matchup. So people played Giratina. But then Rapid Strike was still around, and Rapid Strike had a good Giratina matchup. So maybe it was Portland. It's Portland Regional. Yeah, because they hadn't rotated yet. And me and Raul are like, we had just lost the win before the win ended, so we're kind of just, out of it. Raul's like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and give you the game. You got it. And the opponent's like, no, Raul, please. I want to play you. I played Azul today. I want to play you. And I'm like, Raul, you got to play him. Raul's like, all right. And he proceeded to wax the guy because the guy was playing Giratina, and Raul just went, okay, Rapid Strike. Okay, Metacham, take another turn. Okay, cool. 90 here. Just ran through the guy.
Oh my God. Could you imagine Duskull and Metacham existing in the same format? Oh my God.
I'll pop my Duskull oh my gosh, 130. I'm going to use Alakazam to move this here. I'll knock this out, taking up. Oh my gosh, please no. But no, Raul did that just to counter the Giratinas, and maybe he didn't hit enough Giratinas, but when he hit it, he popped off. So I think we're going to be in a for a while into deck does good here. This deck beats this deck. I'll bring this to the next one. Then this beats here. It's going to be just like, climbing up the ladder. Who gets to the top of the ladder? Who can chase down who almost?
Yeah, and I mean, also you have to consider the sample size too of Merida. Someone please, someone please tell us how to pronounce Maridon regionals.
Help us.
Like the sample size, and like if you look at that asymmetrical cut, like that was stacked full of names too.
Yeah. Oh
like,
my gosh.
So I mean,
I didn't know that it was a huge cut too. Huge ASIM cut.
Was it
Shout to
16?
shout out to one of my locals
16,
too.
right?
16.
Yeah.
16. Wait, there's two. So first seed, second seed didn't play. That means 3 through 8 had a matchup. So what's that? 5, 10, 14? 14 people. Something like that.
Wild.
Yeah. But shout out to one of my locals though. Shout out to Michael Ingles. He hadn't day 2'd all season, been to like 5 regionals, was struggling trying to make that push. He's like top 3 in play points. And play points are whenever you go to an event, you get a play point. He's top 3 in events played. He just couldn't day 2. Finally day 2'd, he hadn't day 2 since last season. Finally day 2'd Merida. Day 2 in Mexico and finished at 31st, got top 32 playing Lugia. He flew high. Last time he day 2 was LA playing Lugia. So I think Lugia's just his deck. But yeah, shout out to Michael, man. He came through, he played his Lugia, he day 2'd with it. He had a chance at ASIM, but he lost the game before the game before that. And then he won the next one. He still got top 32, got some cash on the way. So yeah, he almost made that ASIM cut, man. He was close, but that ASIM cut was huge.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate them adding that. I know I'll never be there, but
you'll get there, buddy. We'll get there.
I think my journey is different now. Ultimately, I don't see myself being the big tournament grinder anymore.
Well, they say those who can't do coach.
I'll be 36 this year, and I'd like to buy a house and do all these other things before I'm 40. And if I keep going and playing in a bunch of major tournaments, I'm never going to do that. And I think I'm in a different you make along the way. Yeah. I mean, and that's fine. I'll we're going to go to NAIC. Am I going to play? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to play, but I'm going to go. It's hard to say. This season, this invite structure of this year, it's not for me. I'm not that kind of grinder. If there would have been a regional that was like an hour or 2 away, like a Pittsburgh again or whatever, maybe a Cleveland, then yeah, I would go and play for sure. Yeah. But I'm at the point where I don't want to go out of my way to play in a large tournament.
I feel you on that. I mean, the structure is definitely can deter someone from playing. There was talks over the summer we were going to bring back the podcast, maybe just for a few episodes, and then they announced the tournament structure, the new structure for the points, and you're like, kind of left you. Yeah, I remember that. So I get that. But yeah, I hope to see you at NAIC, man. You guys better be there. You and Emily better be there. It's not going to be the same.
I will be there for sure. She may or not be able to come because of school.
During school.
She doesn't get a break. She's every month is a different class, and she graduates in September with an LPN. So
okay, so she's gonna be the breadwinner of the family then. Got it.
Sleepy. Right now with this and some other ones. But
all part of your plan. I got you. Stu, this was a blast, man. I'm glad we're back, bro. I'm glad we're back, man. Same time next week.
I mean, we'll do our best. We are both men in our 30s that have lives and commitments, and we'll see what we can do. We'll do our absolute best to attempt to make weekly episodes. Worst case, Ontario, we do bi-weekly episodes, or whatever else. But you can always catch us both on Twitter at Gust of Wind Pod. I also made a Blue Sky account for the people who don't want to use Twitter anymore. I have to force myself to use Blue Sky because I kind of forget that it exists. So I apologize. Please bully me, and I will do my best. Threads never took off. It's also owned by Meta, and that's a...
Where's Threads? I wanted that to be a thing.
That word that rhymes with Zuck that people put right before it? That.
Yeah.
That's why no one uses Threads. Find us on YouTube, Gust of Wind Podcast. Links, as always, are going to be in the descriptions, the iCards, the episode. What's the technical term? It's been so long. What's the term but for underneath Spotify? Show notes? Show notes. Things will be in the show notes. The descriptions on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that is a word.
But find us on all the social medias. Drop us both follows on our individual accounts. Links will always be everywhere and anywhere. You can catch us yapping wherever. You can catch me yapping on Twitch or on one of my 2 YouTube channels if you want to learn other card game things.
Look for me on Twitter with my hot takes.
Yeah, look for Gazer getting bullied by all of his locals. And also,
on Twitter.
you know, I need to go. I want to go grab all the play mats right now and just one by one count all the champion ones.
Buddy, your championship mats from 2015 aren't a big deal anymore.
2015. There weren't league cups in 2015, dog.
Fine. Your national mats, or what was it called back then?
City championships.
City champion, yeah, your city.
Those
mats.
were also only for like a quarter, but then like cups started later on down the line. I have cup mats from actual cups.
Okay, yeah, the ones from 2016 aren't a big deal right now.
There weren't cups in 2016.
2017, whatever, stupid. What I'm saying
2019, 2020, 2021, before all the craziness.
Before the madness happened. Like I said, man, we're in unprecedented times.
And I have ones from post-pandemic too. Thank you very much.
All I'm saying is the meme I sent.
Do you want me to get all the first place league challenge cards out?
No. I just think the meme I sent that said, you know, when you think you're good at the game but you're washed, and they were showing John Cena. That's you and Sonny. I'm just saying, but it's cool. We're good. Still love you. John Cena's a wrestler, by the way, who's like 50. So
I can't see him.
We're out of here.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks,
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in, for listening. We're out of here.
See you, kids. See you next time. Remember, don't do drugs. Stay safe. Much love.